For years, I've denied, not accepted my disability. I try to push myself beyond the boundaries that having low vision create for me, or that I try to push beyond the boundaries that I face because I have low vision. And it hurt me because I kept denying it. I kept trying to bargain with it. I didn't accept it. I was angry. I was depressed.
The following is a mock counseling session between a graduate student who's legally blind and a therapist exploring disability identity, grief, and self-acceptance.
I believe that over the past 3 years, maybe 4, I began to accept my disability and began to make strides to truly find my place, find my worth as a person with a disability, and to find my true self, which I kept hidden, which I kept denying by trying to pretend I did not have a disability, by trying to do things that I simply could not do. So if I'm understanding this, there are years of trauma, years of denying, and not being able to accept your disability that prevented you from loving yourself, yes? And now that you are coming upon other issues, is that right? That's right. Yesterday, and this is not the only time this has come up, but yesterday, because it was a volatile day, I think my experience yesterday just tipped me over the edge, and I needed to speak with you about it because it hurt, and I need to talk about it. Of course. Go ahead. I finished my semester rather well, and I am taking the summer off to take care of my mental health and to focus on activities that I feel passionate about and unpressured to take part in. And I think I've always wanted to do that. Well, anyone wants to do that. Point is, yesterday I wanted to sign up, register with a mental health association, this group in the local area. I was already dealing with exasperation and weariness from other things that day when this happened, but I called the number on their website, the website of this association, this program, because I wanted to have a conversation. There was background noise on the other end of the call, and in retrospect, I believe it was because whoever picked up was a volunteer or a staff member who was participating at an event. That, or they were located in a public area or an area with traffic, because the area where they were holding these events did not have, separate offices and spaces for workers. Grassroots, probably. But that's not the part that I was upset about. We had a good conversation about the program. I told them that I was new, that I would be interested in attending and registering. They told me that I could come to the office area, the location, one of the events, and register. And then they told me that they had calendars with the events listed, the events that they had planned. I asked them if they had any calendars in Braille, and they did not. We ended the call, and I screamed out loud because I was so upset and so mad. When I first began to truly accept and explore my identity and place in the disabled community, and to identify with disability issues. It was because of an internship I connected with and took part of. I worked along with a team that helped me really come to actually like being part of a disabled community and like discussing our experiences. Because for so many years before that, even though I would interact with people with disabilities similar to me and people with other disabilities, I kept denying and separating, setting myself apart from them. I would bargain in my prayers, and I would keep denying my limits, wasting time testing my sight and my skill at doing things that people who are able-bodied can do easily. And so when I truly began to accept my disability and be part of the community, I identified with the issues and felt strongly about them, and I took time in later volunteer and internships I did at my school to help raise awareness and make changes. But at the same time, I became more aware and more frustrated by things that, well, the entire disabled community, blind, deaf-blind, wheelchair users, any person with a disability has to deal with. This world is not built for us. This world isn't built for us, and sometimes it's hard finding your place in a setting that isn't prepared for you, if they even acknowledge you. And so you felt this way about the call you made yesterday with the organization, because it landed on a day that was very stressful and sad and painful for you. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. I've been fighting my own identity for so long, since I was in middle school, maybe even since elementary school. I should have engaged more in training in many of the things that I had the privilege of being able to be a part of, and I didn't. And to finally face what I did to myself by denying my true identity, by making my disability and the fact that I am disabled worthless, something to be ashamed of in my life, it really it hit because I realized for a lot of my life I've been ashamed of myself. Even beyond being a disabled person, I'm ashamed of being disabled. I'm ashamed of being depressed. I'm ashamed of being as dependent as I am on social company. And none of those things are bad things, but because I spent so much of my life denying myself, being ashamed of myself, being ashamed of things that I really should not have been, I created this terrible mindset that I am working on getting out of, working on. And how are you working on it? By talking with you, by not being afraid of disclosing my disability, and not being afraid of discussing it with people who are merely curious, or people who genuinely want to help, like my classmates, some of who want to learn what my boundaries are, and how they can help me without making me feel like they are pitying me, or, well, they want to treat me the way I want them to treat me. my classmates and my friends and my partner, and I'm living with that now. I'm beginning to embrace that, when for a lot of my life before that I've been erasing it. It really hurt yesterday, and it has been hurting for a while, for a year or more, to know that the worth that I try to find in myself cannot be met by the rest of the world as it is. And that sometimes you have to sit with the grief and accept it, because some things are beyond your capacity to change. Some things will not change in your lifetime. The people at the internship I was with, they have been working on advocacy, demystification, awareness for so long, and now the government is acting against DEI and inclusion. I feel like I know that I've wanted to give up. I still, to a lesser degree, return to that fantasy where I am something else, someone else, where I'm able-bodied, or where I'm able to accomplish things that I cannot accomplish without assistance. I don't like facing, I don't like admitting defeat, but when I have to, it's because I don't see any alternative, any hope, and I want to give up. I don't know how to go forward, is that right? Yeah. That's right. You shared a lot with me today, and I'm very proud of you. Because that is a lot of history, a lot of emotion. That is overwhelming. I would love to return to this next time, if you're comfortable with that. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Thank you. How do you want to go forward with your day today? I don't really know. I've been working on making audio recordings for my hobby, on coming up with ideas, for stories, on talking with my partner and friends, on just doing the things that I set myself out to do each day. That's a good accomplishment, as you've told me. Yes, and you're doing very well. Thanks. I'm going to go home and continue coming up with some audio. And I'm gonna pick up the mail, eat some more food, and then I'll talk to the people I love. That's a great idea. And I'll try to play my piano. Are you feeling okay to head out on your own? Can I walk with you? Of course. Thank you for today. Of course. It is hard to face each day, to embrace who we are, to value ourselves, to love ourselves. I struggle with that so often because I do not see value in myself when I am without the company of others, when I cannot feel how much I mean to them, how much I contribute to them. I like to make people happy. I like to be happy with them. When I am on my own, I shut down and deny my own happiness. I challenge myself to be curiously compassionate for myself, to myself. I have worth. What I accomplish each day is enough. When I face myself with honesty, I can reflect and grow. That is all.